What's your feature this week then, Rob?
I'm still thinking.
7 best cars in games?
No.
Come on, man, we don't have time for this every week.
I can't think of anything though.
We've got to think of something else, we'll just do it all on Metal Gear.
Yeah, 7 most amazing moments in Metal Gear.
Yeah, there's 7 reasons Metal Gear is the best because I'm a stupid fan.
10 times Metal Gear made me go, ah!
7 reasons Metal Gear is my favourite.
7 reasons Metal Gear. Yeah!
Well, thanks for the inspiration, losers. This week's video is all about Metal Gear because why the hell not? I hope your pen arm is ready, Dave. You're going to need it 9 times. 1 for each of the times Metal Gear has done things you won't believe. Well, go on then. Number 1 of 9. Oh, I love this. Happens towards the end of Metal Gear Solid 4 when Snake and arch-villain Liquid Ocelot face off amidst the rusty ruins of Shadow Moses. Naomi's just died and Vamp's just died and everything's a bit cold and sad. But then, like a blazing firework of fan service against a dark sky of narrative grief, comes the moment every Metal Gear nut had secretly prayed for ever since clapping eyes on the titular death mechs for the first time. It's Rex versus Ray, and you're in control. Piloting a 30-foot robot in a fat metal punch-up of rockets and lasers is like the gaming equivalent of your parents saying, okay, I know you're only 12, but yeah, you can drive the Porsche. There's a Gatling gun under the gear stick, and there's an ICBM on the sunroof. Have fun. Thanks, parents, the tar an analogy for Hideo Kojima. I will. If you've played lots of Metal Gear, then you'll know it's a series that often likes to take its time. Sometimes it will make you watch a feature-length cutscene. Sometimes boss fights can last for hours. And sometimes you'll have to climb up a ladder for 1 minute and 47 seconds. Well, actually just one time, but still. This scene from Metal Gear Solid 3 epitomises the mad genius of the series, with the soft overlay of the game's beautiful main theme prompting solemn reflection on everything you've been through up to that point, which is lovely, while Snake clinks away on a ladder for ages, which is ridiculous. Next. Oh man, that note, it gives me shivers every time. Why? Because it signals the start of the Metal Gear Solid 2 E3 trailer from the year 2000, and the reason I remember it so well is because I watched the 9-minute gameplay sequence that followed about 60 times. Back then, YouTube was still a twinkle in the internet's reproductive circuit board, so I had to watch it on a free VHS I got with a copy of PSM2 magazine, but not even having to rewind the bloody tape every time could dampen my excitement for what was, in my mind, the best thing that existed in the universe ever. The rain, the moving shadows, Snake's changing facial expression. It's so realistic, I thought. When you see an enemy patrol, that's probably just what a real person's face would do. Don't you agree, Delsin? Alright, let's roleplay then. So, you're moving down a corridor, sneaking down a corridor, and you turn around and there's a guard. The unbelievable bit came when Metal Gear Solid 2 finally released, however, and we all played the tanker section, and yes, it was amazing, and then the big shell loads up, and Campbell's on the blower to Snake, and...
Snake, do you remember the sinking of that tanker 2 years ago?
Of course. Hey?
This is Snake. I'm now inside strut A, shell 1.
Who the hell's this? Surprise! Time to play the rest of the game as this unannounced character. Enjoy!
You will give me your PSN password, David. I have ways of making you talk. No? Well, how about if I play back-to-back Friday features on this, David? In a playlist. You're strong. You leave me no choice. I'm going to make you press the circle button on this really, really fast.
After Ocelot's torture scene in the original Metal Gear Solid, you'll never look at the circle button the same way again. In a fourth wall-busting masterstroke, you're given an agonising choice. Brave the very real physical torment, or Meryl dies at the end. The stakes are raised by the fact there are no continues if you fail, forcing you to fry your index finger in a mad attempt to hammer your way to safety. Even more unbelievable is the soothing massage Naomi gives you while you recover. She asks you to put the DualShock against your arm and then vibrates it gently to ease the pain.
Okay, here I go.
The fourth wall is rubble by this stage. While Big Boss's torture scene in Metal Gear Solid 3 is undeniably more violent, the intimate and painful connection between Snake and the player is why Ocelot's 32-bit revolving bed of thumb cramp makes our list.
Don't even think about using auto-fire, or I'll know.
Git. Our next entry comes... Oh, sorry, excuse me. Hello?
Rob, this is Snake.
Oh my god, I can't believe it's you! How did you get this number?
Found it on the back of an old CD case. Listen, you're making one of those damn list feature videos, right? About when the Metal Gear series did 9 things you won't believe?
Yeah?
Well, how about that time in Metal Gear Solid when I had to run up the communications tower for 15 minutes straight, and then fight a Hind D, a friggin' Russian gunship? I died about 20 times with you controlling me.
Yeah, sorry about that, Snake. That was a bit of a bummer, wasn't it? To be fair, I was only 12, and there were lots and lots and lots of stairs. So many, in fact, that at one stage I thought the game might have glitched and was just rendering the same patch of enemy-filled environment in an infinite loop. Then, when you finally manage to stun grenade your way to the summit, that smug feeling of virtual triumph is instantly wiped away by the appearance of Liquid Snake in a helicopter. Snake! 12-year-old Rob-controlled Snake died lots. Well, I'm really sorry about that, Snake, but let's look on the bright side. At least your voice is now back to normal.
Yeah, whatever. This video sucks.
Ask any Metal Gear fan what sets the series apart, and one of the umpteen things they'll trip over their tongue to tell you about are the madcap boss battles, many of which require ridiculously obscure solutions. For instance, to beat the Sorrow in Metal Gear Solid 3, you have to let yourself die and then eat the revival pill that's been buried in your inventory for the last 10 hours and most likely forgotten about. This entry is all about the end, however, a boss fight that's more a test of endurance than sharpshooting skill. This sniper duel is an incredible game of jungle cat and mouse. You have to hunt while being hunted, you have to sit still, you have to listen. It's a boss battle that can last literally hours. Or, and this is the unbelievable bit, you can turn the console off, reload the game in 2 weeks' time, and the end will have died of old age. Or you can kill him when he's wheeled out in a cutscene earlier on and skip the fight altogether. Madness. Keeping with the boss battles, let's skip ahead to the climactic OAP punch-up between Old Snake and Liquid Ocelot on top of Arsenal Gear at the end of Metal Gear Solid 4. In a game that constantly belts you round the face with stinging slaps of nostalgia, this battle in particular is soaked in references to the series' past. Firstly, the setup is instantly familiar, based as it is on the final fistfight between the same two characters at the end of the original Metal Gear Solid. Then, as you progress through the fight, the characters' stance, the on-screen graphics, and even the music change to represent the tussles between these two age-old foes over the course of 4 games and 10 years. A bit like looking through an old family photo album.
Oh, do you remember when I punched you off the top of a robot?
Yeah, that your life bar was green back then.
This moment is truly unbelievable. Firstly, I couldn't believe that the boss had defected to the Russians. Then I couldn't believe that she'd break Snake's arm and chuck him off a bridge to his death. Then I couldn't believe she actually didn't defect and that it was all a setup and that her defection was an elaborate ruse orchestrated by the American government so they could steal the Philosopher's Legacy. Well, go on then, write it down. If you're going to be here every episode, you can at least learn something. Go on, Philosopher's Legacy. That's supposed to be a P. Then I couldn't believe you had to fight the boss in a field of lovely flowers and that the game would just stop dead until you pulled the trigger. It was beautiful and awful all at once and the flowers turned red and I nearly cried. Then the horse cried. And then I did cry. Can you guess the final entry on this list? The most unbelievable moment in Metal Gear history. A sequence so fiendishly clever.
Mum!
What now? Do you want these potato smileys to burn?
The TV's broken.
It better not be. I've only just bought that for you.
Oh wait, no, it's fine now, Mum. That's Psycho Mantis fight, though. Just shut up, Metal Gear, with your tricks and your solutions that take ages to discover. Firstly, Mantis reads your memory card and calls you a wimp for saving all the time, which I assume was just in the script. Like, he said that to everyone, yeah? Then he moves your controller with the power of his mind before reading your mind whenever you try and shoot him, until you phone Campbell enough times to learn you have to put the controller in port 2. Personally, I think that's the smartest piece of video game design in the world ever, and nothing will fuse gameplay and hardware as intelligently as Metal Gear Solid did. Let me know your most unbelievable Metal Gear moments in the comments. Thanks for watching, and special thanks to Mark Humes for doing such a brilliant impression of Solid Snake. Before you go, don't forget to click subscribe for more videos like this one every Friday.